What's up guys, Mickle here, and I think we're on the verge of a brand new product out of Ripple that I am extremely excited for. In this video, I want to give you my speculation on what this brand new project is, because I believe it could be transformational to the entire cryptocurrency industry and drive serious value for XRP. Guys, like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Guys, these two things really do mean so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange up pulled down in the description of this video. With that said, though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start out this video and just bring something to your attention that I believe is very exciting, and that is earlier today, we actually had a Democrat come out and oppose Gary Gensler's SAB 121 bill. For those of you who don't know what SAB 121 is essentially a bill put forward by the SEC that prevents traditional financial institutions from holding digital assets. Now, people have asked me often on this channel, if XRP has clarity, why don't US institutions just use XRP? Well, the fact of the matter is the SEC has done multiple things to stifle this industry, and one of those things is SAB 121. SAB 121 essentially makes it impossible for any traditional asset financial company to hold a digital asset, even if it has clarity like XRP has. So guys, it's really good to see Democrats now coming out against Gary Gensler's bill. One of the things that we know in politics is we rarely see parties go against their own regulator, but cryptocurrencies are proving to be something extremely different. The fact that we really are getting bipartisan support here is very significant, and my main thought coming away from this is it's time for politicians to realize that anti-crypto is not a viable option. Guys, I have seen over the past couple of weeks a lot of politicians come in to support cryptocurrency who have never talked about it before. And I understand that most of these people probably aren't real cryptocurrency advocates, but at the end of the day, if they understand that it's popular politically to support the industry, the last thing they're going to do is attack it. Guys, the more and more eyeballs we can put on the politicians supporting this industry, going against regulators that are attacking it, the better we are going to be to, one, not stifle this industry and possibly even get pro-cryptocurrency regulations going forward. Guys, the cryptocurrency industry, I believe, is in a unique position to really create bipartisan support, and the fact that Democrats are now turning against their own regulator, turning against Gary Gensler and supporting this industry, I think bodes really well for actually getting productive legislation going forward and at least getting rid of a lot of the attacks we have seen over the past couple years. Guys, I really do think we're now through the worst of what we'll ever see in the United States in terms of regulatory hostility. I think we're at the bottom in terms of regulators attacking this market, and if all that is behind us, I believe we have some very exciting times ahead of us. Guys, if we can get Gary Gensler out of the SEC and get someone like Hester Peirce or Brian Brooks at the head of it, that would be extremely exciting, and I think could send this industry parabolic like we've never seen before. I want to move on though and talk about what I really wanted to get into in this video. And guys, make sure to stick around for the end because I actually have some very interesting macro news to cover, and that could actually be really big for what we see towards the back half of this year and really getting this rally some momentum. But I want to start off and talk about a brand new Ripple product that I believe might be right around the corner. Guys, one thing we know is Ripple really wants to be at the head of transferring all value. Ripple has made tremendous strides in building products that can hook up to the traditional financial system, tokenize them on the XRP ledger, and use XRP as liquidity. But one place Ripple really hasn't made too many strides, or at least made too many products revolving around, is actually using the XRP ledger to move digital assets from one blockchain to another. Guys, right now, this is really the holy grail of the cryptocurrency industry. We have so many different protocols, so many different chains, but they're not interoperable. We have so many different centralized exchanges breaking up liquidity in different places. We have so many decentralized chains that are chain specific, but there's really no good way to simply go from one chain to another in a fast and efficient manner using a single source of liquidity for efficiency. I want you to listen to what the head of Ripple's DeFi product says here. Because guys, she doesn't explicitly say that Ripple has a product coming in regards to this, but I have now heard her talk about this 3 to 4 times. I believe Ripple is on the verge of creating a product to create interoperability between blockchains using XRP as that central source of liquidity. I want you to listen up to this because guys, this is extremely exciting and could be the holy grail to solving a lot of the issues we have in the cryptocurrency industry today. Listen up to this.
Arguably, you don't need dozens of DEXs. There are dozens of DEXs on each chain, and as someone was mentioning before, when a new chain starts, that chain now needs a DEX, which doesn't necessarily make sense. I mean, if you look at traditional financial markets, there's 2 major exchanges in the US, there's maybe 10 major exchanges globally. And so why do we have over 60 DEXs in the crypto space? So I think true multi-chain interoperability will allow for specialization. And if you are, let's say, a gamer on Polygon and you need to access a different token in order to make a purchase, you can use cross-chain routers and technology to execute your swap in order to purchase your asset, and that'll be routed to another chain, execute there for the best possible price, least amount of slippage, and then those funds and your destination token will basically land back in your wallet without the user ever knowing that their trade executed on a different blockchain. So that's the type of kind of user experience improvements that we need to see in the trading realm, and some of the infrastructure and interoperability players will truly unlock.
So guys, over the past couple months, we have seen Ripple land a lot of partnerships with cross-chain interoperability protocols. The other thing we know is Ripple's DeFi team has been talking about this ad nauseum at conference after conference. In my opinion, they are really paving the stage for a major product in which they essentially solve some sort of interchain interoperability using XRP as the liquidity for the cross-chain transfers. What we know is XRP is fast and efficient. It has the native DEX. And if you add on to this interchain interoperability and the ability to use XRP as the liquidity to transform one asset from one form to another or bridge the gap from chain to chain, this would be revolutionary to crypto. Now, guys, I have no idea if Ripple plans to do this in a decentralized or centralized way, using XRP, not using XRP. I don't know yet. This is all speculation. But the fact of the matter is Ripple's DeFi team is clearly locked in and focused on this. And this is one of the biggest hurdles in crypto right now. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you want to go from one chain to another right now, it is such a massive headache. You have to go to your wallet, you have to transfer to a centralized exchange, you have to buy and sell on that centralized exchange, create all kinds of tax events, and then go from that centralized exchange back to the next decentralized exchange, set up all your new passwords, set up all your new seed phrases, all this stuff, and it is a massive headache. The biggest issue with cryptocurrency right now is it's not easy to use. Essentially, the users are forced to do all the things that should be being done on the back end. What I believe we were on the verge of is a lot of these cryptocurrency-centric products building in the back-end integrations to make it so users only need to interact with the protocol on a basic level and everything else is done in the background. If the XRP ledger and the automated market maker and the DEX can become this liquidity provisioning protocol for the entire cryptocurrency industry, to route trades from one chain to another using XRP as liquidity, that would be massively beneficial. And it also has the huge advantage of putting more and more volume through the XRP ledger, ramping up the need for higher liquidity and thus the price of XRP. Guys, I have no idea if this is a product Ripple is working on now, but with the amount they are talking about it, with the amount of tokenization efforts, with the amount of cross-chain partners they are creating as of recent, to me, it seems like this could be Ripple's next big product. And guys, because Ripple already has so many TradFi facing products, a significant development like this in the decentralized space or in the digital asset space would be monumental and really expand their business and expand the role of XRP in the digital asset ecosystem. I just wanted to share this with you. This is very interesting in my opinion, and I think we're going to hear a lot more about this in the next coming weeks and months. Maybe something big at XRP Apex. Let's keep our eyes open because this could be transformational for the ecosystem, mainly the XRP ledger though, and really becoming pristine liquidity for not only the centralized financial system, but the decentralized financial system as well. Guys, I want to finish this video off and talk about something that's really exciting, and that is inflation coming down. And guys, I want to make it extremely clear on this channel. I understand that inflation in the real world is not coming down. I understand that the government data is manipulated, but as investors, we need to play by the rules we are given. And the big financial institutions that control the markets use these CPI numbers, they use these inflation numbers. So we need to make sure we understand that just because these numbers are manipulated doesn't mean they're not significant. Guys, what we are seeing right now is inflation is below 2%. Not on the government data, but on the data that excludes lagging rent data and housing data. What we know is because you sign rent contracts once a year, the data lags severely. It doesn't have time to refresh. And because of this, a lot of the government data being reported right now is sticky above 2%. But when you pull out the sticky rent data and housing data, we actually have inflation below 2%. Guys, if the Federal Reserve is watching this right now, which I believe they are, and that's why they've been so dovish recently in their meeting, I would not be surprised if we get rate cuts this year. One of the biggest reasons we have seen kind of a lag in the markets recently is because the Federal Reserve has kept rates at 5%. This means you can hold cash, get 5%, and you don't need to worry about investing. Guys, that system does not work in the United States. Banks are going under. We're having all kinds of back-end liquidity issues. Rates are going to need to come down. If the Federal Reserve can get inflation back within their target, they will be justified to bring interest rates back down, pumping liquidity back into the cryptocurrency and equity markets. This is what we've been talking about on the channel for 6 to 7 months now. We have been predicting that inflation was going to come down. It has come down. We have been predicting that in the back half of this year, the Federal Reserve is going to be able to acknowledge the strides we've made on inflation and take down interest rates. We have been talking about the effect this could have on the market and allowing big institutional investors to pull their money out of cash and reinvest it into the market. Guys, it looks like to me all that is playing out perfectly. Obviously, inflation needs to keep moving in the right direction, but we continue to get more and more support. We continue to get more evidence that that is happening. Guys, to me, everything looks really optimistic from a macro standpoint. Everything looks really optimistic from a political standpoint and moving past a lot of the regulatory hostility. The development is coming faster and faster as we talked about in the middle of this video. Guys, I have never been more bullish on this industry. With that said, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.